My name is Julian Wools, and today I'm going to talk to you about Quentin Tarantino. So I'm going to go over why I believe he is the best director, but if not the best, then at least one of the best directors of all time. I'm going to go over three of his main movies. I'm going to go over Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Basterds, and Django Unchained. And these aren't my three personal favorite movies, or even three of the movies that I think are the best. I just think these are three broad-ranging and very diverse movies that offer a very good understanding of how he works as a director. So here are all of his movies that he made. He's made 10 total movies, 9 technically, because Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2 are just one collective movie. But as you can see, Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Once a Time in Hollywood, Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is his most recent one, Inglourious Basterds, Jackie Brown, and all these movies are very, very diverse. You know, Jackie Brown is kind of it's a drama. Kill Bill's a martial arts movie. Django Unchained is a spaghetti western. Inglourious Basterds is also kind of a spaghetti western, but it's also a vastly foreign film because it has so many different languages in it. And Death Proof is a horror movie. The list goes on and on. He made every different type of movie. And so starting with probably his most fictitious and most broadband, and definitely probably his most popular, Pulp Fiction. So Pulp Fiction is about, kind of, without going too much into it, it's about these two hitmen and sort of their journey throughout this day. There's Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta. And John Travolta's character, Vincent Vega, that's kind of an interesting story. John Travolta wasn't even supposed to play the character. It was supposed to go to Michael Madsen, which is one of Tarantino's favorite actors, but he couldn't do it because he was filming another movie. And Tarantino really had no interest in having Travolta, but he finally decided to, because he had no other option, give him they decided to give him the movie, but it really wasn't meant for him. And they only gave him $100,000 to do it. And he killed it for $100,000. I mean, he got not. It was he was about to go kind of under the rails, but this movie changed his career around it. He got nominated for an Oscar. He was able to do huge movies after that, you know, and also the movie itself, it won. It was his first nominated picture and his first picture to win, and it won the Oscar and the BAFTA for Best Original Screenplay, which is a writing award, which really shows the diversity of Quentin Tarantino. And so his next movie, which was later, Pulp Fiction, also won an Oscar. So Django Unchained. Now this definitely is not my favorite, but it's a very, very, very good movie. But it's very controversial because because it's about a time and period. It's about the slavery time, but right as slaves were becoming free. And Django, played by Jamie Foxx, is a freed slave, and he's on a revenge mission to save his wife, who is a slave at the most brutal and most vicious the most brutal and most vicious plantation in the South, which is run by Leonardo DiCaprio. And so it's just a revenge story, and it goes, and Christoph Waltz, he also won an Oscar for this movie because his performance is out of this world. And this is another movie where he uses a lot of different languages. It's not solely one language or two languages. It's broad, and it's many, many different languages. And this also won the Oscar. This was his second Oscar, and this is his only other Oscar. But it just shows how writing and directing is not easy, and to have 2 Oscars for writing specific awards is very, very impressive. And so the movie I'm going to finish with, Inglourious Basterds, that I think is his best movie. And here I have a quick short clip to show about why I think that Quentin Tarantino is a phenomenal director.
Is that thing they do? What was that line? Well, it's good fun. I mean, as you imagine, he's about as knowledgeable as him as anyone you run into, and that's infused into the day's work. But the set is church. He is God. The script is Bible. And no heretics allowed.
That's true. I like that.
So I think that this shows, truthfully, what type of director he is and how his actors view his movies, because his scripts are so good that they don't freestyle off them. They don't go away from what he's doing. They stick to what he wrote on the page, which is very unusual. Most movies have a tiny bit of improvisation, and not Tarantino movies. But they're still better than most movies, which just shows, again, the writing side of it. Again, Christoph Waltz's character in this, too, he spoke maybe 5 different languages. There's so many different languages. And he also won an Oscar for this. And that's another thing about Tarantino is he has these Oscar-worthy roles that everybody, all the actors, clamor over. And that's unusual for directors. You know, Scorsese, he has these roles too, but they're not, everybody wants that one role because they know it's going to get you an Oscar. And I think that's something that's very, very unusual about Quentin Tarantino. So in conclusion, and sort of just a summary of Tarantino, he has 2 Oscars, 5 nominations, 2 BAFTAs, and 14 total nominations of BAFTAs and Oscars. And if you do the math, that is 9 BAFTAs nominations, which is insanity. It's not the most ever, but it's one of the most ever. And so I really hope that this speech persuaded you to go see one of these 3 movies, or maybe just one of his movies overall. I think they're masterclasses in cinema, and I really think that they are educational into the mind of a true cinema genius. Thank you.